Hello, welcome. This is an Year 9 options video for citizenship, giving you an overview and a bit of understanding of how the course is, how the course is run, what qualifications you receive, and the exam questions and styles of exam questions that you'll get if you take this as a GCSE option. So firstly, if you type into Google Pearson Edexcel GCSE Citizenship Studies, you'll find a page all dedicated to this qualification. So if you want to find out a bit more independent research, if you just use that black line, the black writing at the top, that will give you a bit of more information. An outline of the course: it is a GCSE. It is not tiered, so there is no higher, there is no foundation. So you can get grades 1 to 9 on that same paper. So the more marks you get, the higher grade that you will be awarded. There is 2 papers. Both are 1 hour and 45 minutes, and both are 80 marks each. So there are 80 marks on each paper in 1 hour and 45 minutes. If you look on the left-hand side, you'll see the paper. Both of them are split 50-50% of the qualification. In paper 1, they look at theme A, B, C, and then something external sources linked to theme A and C. In paper 2, they look at theme E, which is their own citizenship action, theme D about power and influence, and then again some more sources relating to theme D, and then one of the questions will be to theme A and C. Paper 2 includes a total of 15% of the whole grade awarded from the student's own citizenship action, and I'll discuss that further on in the presentation. So if you choose citizenship as a GCSE, what will you be studying? So there's 5 different sections, and I'm just going to go through each one, just giving you a little bit more understanding of what that includes. So theme A, which is living together in the UK. The content covered there is the UK's changing population, migration, push and pull factors, respecting and understanding people's diversity, prejudice, human rights, discrimination, democracy, identity, and the idea of multiple identities, and also human rights and how they affect us. If we look at democracy at work in the UK, they look at the parties and the candidates. So it's more about the government and how the government is being formed, how the voting system works and the election system works, how laws are passed, how taxation and government spending is justified, and they're held accountable to that. Look at law and justice is the role of law, the principles of law, how there's a difference between civil law and criminal law, youth justice, and how that it changes between being an adult and being a youth, and also sentences and punishment, and what suspended sentences and all the things that you hear but don't realistically know truly what they are or why they're a better deterrent. In section D, there's power and influence, where the content covers how we as citizens can participate in society, role of pressure groups in democracy and how they bring issues to light, the role and influence of the media and the free press, how media portrays things and how it can sometimes be, as we quite know, fake news, and the UK's role within Europe and the UK's role within the rest of the world, and how we fit into that society, how we are part of it, and how we can help. The last part, as I said to you earlier, about taking citizenship action, is actually a project that each student has to do in order to gain qualification. And again, this is worth 15% of their marks. So within arts and drama and things, they have to do performances and things. Whereas in this qualification, you have to do an action. You have to take citizenship action. You have to do something to improve the area around you, or to create the project that will do that. So very much like scientific. So they have to find an issue that they're passionate about. For instance, litter picking was the one that my year 11s did a few years ago. Litter picking, they have to say primary research, getting data from people around the area and actual environmental quality surveys. Then they have to represent their own and different points of view, what do people think and what they do not. Plan the action, who you're going to lobby, who you're going to talk to, how are you going to get change, who are the stakeholders, who are the people that are going to inform that decision. And then they have to actually do the activity and then critically evaluate it. Did it work? Did it not work? Why did it not work? What went wrong? And this is all within a group as well. So it's not just an individual thing. It's why did this not work? What worked well within the group? What didn't work well within the group? So how the questions are laid out in citizenship, and there's some questions that are quite low tariff. So which are the following is Commonwealth country, where you just put an X in the correct boxes. Whereas lots of them of the exam questions are point develop. So explain 2 reasons why many migrants from the Commonwealth have preferred to move to the UK rather than to other European countries. You see there's number 1 there. They'd have to give the reason and then they'd have to develop the reason, and that will give you the 4 marks, 2 marks, and then you do it for the second one, another reason, and develop that point, and that will get you another 2 marks. And that's how the citizenship answers are. They are either 1 line plus development, or they are just 1 sentence answers, depending on the marks. And for these ones, and I'll show you in a moment, the ones that are a bit more extended. So suggest 2 reasons why the schools in UK teach children about festivals celebrated by different religions. So you have to give 2 clear, distinct, different reasons there. Example, use an example, explain what is meant by multiple identities. So within that question, they'd explain what multiple identities is, and then give an example of that as well, which will get them the 2 marks. However, again, they'll give you the low 1 mark tariff questions, but then also they give you sources like in history and figures like in geography, where they'll give you a piece of information and then they will ask you a question based around what you've just read, and you'd have to use your own knowledge and the knowledge that you've just gained from that source to allow you to answer the question. So source A shows how law discriminated against a minority group in Uganda. Compare the situation in Uganda and how the law deals with discrimination in the UK. So you'd have to compare the situation in Uganda at that point, and then compare it to what would happen if that tried to happen in the UK. What's the differences? And within that one, they need, because it's 6 marks, they need to put 3 points, 3 developed points. There are also, at the end of the exam questions, really large extended answers. So 15 mark and 12 mark. 15 mark is the highest mark question that you'll get. The central government is wrong to cut funding for popular services. How far do you agree with this view? So within that, they would need to give 3 for it, 3 against that view, and they'd use examples and a conclusion. So it would develop their reason arguing skills. So 3 for that point, 3 against it, and then use examples within all of that, and then give a reasoned argument. So you're looking at 6 paragraphs with a conclusion. Another one, the last question, which writer do you agree with more? That was a source, a really detailed source, and there was arguing facts. However, you need to make arguments based on both sources. So they need to talk about both people and discuss what's going on with both. Where can citizenship take you in the future? It equips students to take responsibility for citizenship actions and play a positive role in society and democratic life, and being informed and active citizens. Deeper understanding of how the government works, democracy, looking at how you can help your local society. It provides a good basis for many careers and further study because of the skills and practical knowledge it teaches you. You could use your study of citizenship to study A-levels in citizenship, history, sociology, and law, and it brings that stepping stone into the law and stepping stone into becoming a more rounded and active citizen. Any further issues or questions, if you just contact me, I'm Mr. Jackson, the lead practitioner for humanities. My email is mj@thehays.school. If you have any questions, any concerns, if you could drop me an email, I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Thank you very much for your time. Bye now.